Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support this channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And today, I want to shout out Maureen Taylor, Johnny Smith, Waterfalls, Smith Precious, Theodore McHone, Mr. Nate G., Juris Adler, and Hopscotch Squirrel. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Your support means everything, and your comments are very inspiring. Thank you very much. And today, something has happened that I'm very happy about, and that is that Donald Trump has signed an executive order ending birth tourism. Now, we know that an executive order can be repealed, but Congress can make this permanent, and I hope that it does. But for now, birth tourism has ended. Watch this video.
We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court concerning birthright. It was close, but a very, very unfortunate decision. So we're making adjustments because it's very unfair. This was done for a different reason. This was done right after the Civil War. This was for the babies of slaves. And what's happening now, people are building businesses around it. From wealthy people are building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it's supposed to work. It's a disgrace. They're buying their way in, and we're not going to let it happen. So, Steve, if you will, please.
Yes, so today the President signed these two executive orders here relating to birthright citizenship and birth tourism. As the President mentioned, the 14th Amendment was passed exclusively in the aftermath of the Civil War so to ensure that the children of slaves would be citizens. It had no other meaning and purpose outside of that. And that's been clear, obviously, since the day that it was passed. You can go back and you can read the congressional debates. This is not something that's even seriously contested by anybody. The President is using his authority as Commander-in-Chief to sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship. That includes, for example, alien enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, and large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. And so with taking this action, it ensures that large numbers of people who wrongly would be getting birthright citizenship will no longer be eligible for those benefits. The second action that he's taking, which is especially historic, is for the first time ever in American history to ban birth tourism. So I want you to really let that sink in. This has been something that people have talked about not only for years, but for decades. The idea that people come here pretending to be a tourist, pretending to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to have a child, to make that child an automatic citizen, leave our country, and then have a U.S. citizen child. It gives them access under this broken system to welfare benefits, ultimately to the voting booth, and all the other rights and privileges that belong solely to Americans. So that practice of birth tourism is, as of the signing of this order, hereby banned.
I'm glad this executive order was signed. Birth tourism has been one of the most blatant loopholes in our immigration system, and people have been exploiting it for years. And yes, I said exploiting because that's exactly what it is. The President signed an executive order officially ending birth tourism. This order says U.S. citizenship is not a commodity, not something you fly in, grab, and leave with. It calls out the entire industry, the ads, the coaching, the lying at the border, the fake maternity hotels, all of it. The government is now directing the State Department and Homeland Security to stop birth tourists, in other words, pregnant women, from entering the country. They are tightening visa screenings, shutting down the operators, and cutting off the networks that profit from this. Birth tourism has been draining resources and undermining the immigration system. Consular officers have been wasting time dealing with people who are not coming here for tourism. They are coming here to secure citizenship for their child and then leave. Meanwhile, legitimate visa applicants get delayed. And let's talk about the women themselves. These operators exploit them too, charging thousands of dollars, promising luxury care, then sticking them with overcrowded rentals and no support. That's not empowerment, that's opportunity, and again, it's exploitation. And I just want to interject this. A few months ago on TikTok, it went viral that life was so easy and so much better and so much cheaper in China. Well, guess who are the number one violators of birthright tourism? The Chinese. And I don't mean poor ones either. I'm talking about the wealthy ones. They want American citizenship. I don't care what they say. They want American citizenship. So I'm not fooled by any of these people. As a Black American, I approve this move. My ancestors and yours built this country free of charge, paid for this country, and died for this country. Citizenship here is not something you should be able to buy with a plane ticket and lie at customs. People have been taking advantage of our laws, our resources, and our generosity, and then turning around and disrespecting the very people whose tax dollars fund the system that they're gaming. And that's us. Ending birth tourism is not anti-immigrant, it's anti-exploitation. It's about protecting the meaning of American citizenship and the integrity of the immigration system. And honestly, it's long overdue. If you want to come to America, come the right way. If you want citizenship, earn it the right way. But flying over here just to give birth and flying out, that era is over. And I hope that the next president has to answer to how he is going to respond to this before he is elected. Because we don't want somebody to get elected and then come in talking about, I'm going to tear up this executive order. We need to hold them accountable for the people who are coming into this country. Because after all, if we had come into this country through birth tourism or how some other shady system, then I wouldn't care. But our family members worked too hard to build this country, got no money for it, and we still haven't gotten any reparations for it. And then people come over here and brag about having American citizenship that they haven't earned. And they don't even respect the people of the country or the country. So I'm glad that Donald Trump ended birth tourism. And for all those people who are celebrating and taking victory laps because the Supreme Court upheld the 14th Amendment as it is so that they can come here and get citizenship, don't get too happy too soon because these people don't give up. They are going to make it happen before it's over. So just make sure that your citizenship is straight and that you obey the laws of this country when you come here, because things just got interesting as relates to American citizenship. And I am speaking as a descendant of enslaved people. I don't mind people coming to this country, but I want people to come into this country right. And then I want you to be respectful of American people. And that's all of the people, not just the white people, but the Black people too, because we had a hand in building this empire and we deserve respect. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this video and have a good day.